Okay, folks, now I'm ready to do my next step. I've got my berries here that's been simmering for approximately 15 minutes. About 15 minutes. And you can see the berries, a lot of them have fallen down because they've been simmering. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take take out the berries and the juice. So I'm going to put the strainer on top of it for a few minutes. And there's going to be several strainings that I'm going to do, but I'm trying to get the juice that's already there out. And then I'm going to put these berries in a cloth or strainer that I have and get the juice out of the berries. So right now I'm just trying to get some of that out of the way because this is still hot and I need these berries to cool down before I start squeezing them by hand. So I know everything that I do that y'all have seen any of my videos, this probably seems like a long process, but it's worth the effort when you get done. When you get done, the flavor and everything, and just the satisfaction of knowing that you did something natural and that you made it, and it didn't really cost you nothing but time. You didn't have to go to the grocery store. There was no additives in it or anything like that, and so it's really good. So I'm going to take that now and I'm going to put it into a pitcher to get it out of the way for a minute. And like I said, I'm going to strain this again because there could be little hairs and stuff in there, and I want to get those out. So I'm going to strain it again. I never have good luck of just taking the pot and actually pouring pouring it into a strainer. Seems like it wants to go all over the place, so that's why I'm using. I couldn't find my regular cup, measuring cup, so I'm using actually a half of a cup and just doing a little bit of it at a time. And again, like I say, it seems like a long process, everything I'm doing, but that the reward is well worth it. I think I've got it down low enough now that I can take it and actually, there you go. I'm going to get all these berries and I'm going to squeeze them some more. Or what you can do is you can actually take a spatula and you can see up underneath there, see all this coming out. And that's all you'd be doing with cheesecloth anyhow, is just because there's little seeds inside these. So let's get all this all good and strained. Like I said, I'm going to take these berries and I'm going to go ahead because I want to get all the juice out of it. Until I've lost a little bit of my juice. I started out with 2 quarts of juice and I've got 1 3/4 of the quarts, it looks like. And actually that may be just enough of what I've got right there, and without even having to squeeze these. So but just so you know how I do it, I've taken, my wife had several pairs of these, they're not pantyhose, these are actually hose that are used for circulation. And I've posted this on our site before because I used to I was going through a lot of cheesecloth and it's just no sense in buying it. And these here actually do not run and tear up as easy as just a plain old pair of pantyhose would. So I'm actually going to take the berries and I'm going to pour them into this cloth, as you can see. Just pouring them down in there. And I'm going to pour them on down inside of it. And that way I can actually squeeze this. Let me get me something better to actually do this with. Real quick like here. Yeah. Thought we had one with no holes in it. but apparently we don't, that I can put my hands on. So it doesn't matter. I'm not going to get them all anyway. And I'm going to just stick them all inside here, or what I can inside here. I don't get them all, don't get them all. It's not like there ain't more sumac berries on the tree. They're everywhere right now. I know some great places to go out towards Bandura. On Bandura Road, you can find them going towards Bandura on the right-hand side of the road right now. But you have to get them quick because they're turning brown, drying up. I even saw one tree out there that the berries were black because they're drying up. And then the bugs are getting to them and everything. Now I know some good spots out that direction, just out of Helotes, that they're actually nice and red, and they look so good and everything. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to squeeze into this cup anything that may be left inside the berries. You can see it coming out. And like I say, instead of buying cheesecloth, this lasts. I've used this for, we've made jelly that I've had to squeeze like Mustang grapes. It's a little hot still. I've got pretty tough hands. So we've made Mustang grape jelly, and I've had to squeeze them through this, of course. And I've made Texas persimmon jelly. And same thing. Oh, that is warm. So I may not get it all, but this is giving you an idea. And you can see I'm splashing it all over the place. I will clean my mess. My wife won't have to do it. Okay. So that's out of there. A lot more concentrated. Okay. So now that I have that, folks, I'm going to rinse this pot out. So give me just a second. I'll rinse this pot out because I want to use that pot in order to actually strain now again a second time, because I had put the juice inside there, which could have little bitty fine hairs. So I am going to now strain these. But before I do, I'm going to lay a piece of that same cloth that I was telling you folks about, that I have saved, and I'm going to lay it in the middle, just so it catches any fine hairs. And then I'm going to slowly just pour it through and let it strain again. Again, I know that it may seem like a lot of steps that I take. Like I said earlier, maybe people call me anal, I don't know. But when it comes to food, I'm very picky. I'm one of those type that you let me find a hair in my food and I'm done. I'm done. Let me find something in a bug in it, I'm done. So of course, like I said earlier, I used to be in the restaurant business, and so I take a lot of food courses and a lot of health department courses. So now I'm going to take this over here and throw it in the sink and rinse going to rinse this out. And now I'm going to pour that back into there, and I'm looking for another cup. I don't see one. That's okay. So I'll use this. Pour this into the pitcher. Because again, I don't do too well on taking a big pot that has liquid in it and just dumping it straight over into the pitcher. It always happens to me, and my wife complains too. It'll just start running right on down the back side of it. Okay. Now I got just a little bit in there, so I'm gonna pour it in there real fast and get it in there. All right, folks. There we have the sumac lemonade, and so now I'm going to take approximately a half of a cup of honey, and I'd rather take the time in getting it out of the wild honey that I have over there. I'm going to actually take some store-bought honey, and you can see we have some wild honey that we could use that I actually robbed the beehive of some of their honey here recently. I didn't get it all, just enough, and because we love honey. We absolutely love honey, and we go through a ton of honey here in our house. So I'm going to pour about a half of a cup and see if that sweetens it enough, and if it doesn't, we'll add more. So half cup of honey. My wife, this is her new favorite drink. Marie loves it. And of course it's healthy and it's good for you. Sumac is very, very good. A lot of countries use it in the Middle East. Of course, I'm not a Middle Eastern type of food eater, but they like it in seasoning on a lot of things. Some of the things are honey. Some of the things are fish, and fish and chicken. And one of our members in another group said that she actually sprinkles the seasoning on deviled eggs, so we're going to try that. But my wife made some delicious salmon here recently, baked salmon, and she put the seasoning on top, and it was very good. So we have became a fan of the Sumac seasoning and using it on things. I'll show you here. See, and y'all seen my videos or other posts. We have a whole jar of Sumac seasoning, all clean, all sifted, all ready to use. And out in my garage, if you want to see out there, we got a big old giant pan of more Sumac berries that are kind of drying on their own, and I'll clean them up. And I think I'm done for Sumac for the year. It's time to move on to something else. I've got sometimes 3-4 fires going at the same time, as my wife can tell you, and then I get sidetracked because I'm doing one thing and I got another thing. So anyway, so here is the Sumac lemonade, as they call it. So now I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. I'm going to let it chill. We'll taste it and see if it has enough sweetening, sugar or honey, I mean. If it don't, we'll add some more honey. And pour it over some ice. Sit back and enjoy. So, hope you enjoyed this, folks. If you're not a member of Texas Foraging /Wildcrafting on Facebook, come see us. We'd love to have you a member. It doesn't matter which state you're in. We like to hear what's going on in other states too, and I'm sure they like to hear what's going on in Texas and what we have growing. So come see us. We have an awesome group of members in our group. They're great. We have quite a few people now in our group that are actually herbalists or studying to be herbalists. Great amount of knowledge. Love the people in our group. So come and see us and join us, and God bless.